What up, bro?
Hey, how are you?
No, screw that. Um, I'm just happy that we're finally, you know, entering 2026. This started as a project in 2025, and I'm just super happy, dude. Like, and thank you to all of you guys who've
Thank
been
you.
along on this crazy journey. Fencing podcast sounded really wild, I think, to us. And
Yeah.
now it's like just a thing that exists and
And
something.
not only that, it's a thing that I hope continues to exist.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we took a risk. We started the show. We didn't know if anybody would care or listen, and overwhelmingly positive reception to the show.
Yeah, bro.
Um, and so I'm very thankful that we're still doing it. And we'll keep doing it and producing it as long as we can,
Yeah.
and as long as people are listening. So, um, with all that being said, we did take a bit of a hiatus.
Oops.
Oops, and just wanna
We're
set the
sorry.
I'm not gonna do the bit from South Park,
Yeah.
but just wanna get it out there. This wasn't, like, a planned hiatus. This wasn't anything bad. It was just, you know, life got in the way of our passion that is direct elimination, and something's gotta give, but now we're catching back up, so sorry to
Yeah.
all of you. We'll own that, like, we screwed up, weren't consistent with the
Oops.
content, um, but it's coming back, and
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna
coming back.
get and not like, I'm excited. I've been looking forward to, like, editing clips again and, like,
Yeah.
recording and,
Yeah.
and that's something I didn't realize I'd miss
Yeah.
so much because it does feel like work sometimes, um but I genuinely do miss doing this show with you, and
Me too.
2026 is
I
gonna be
missed you
great for
too,
that.
Steven. And I think that, for our viewers, I got engaged and spent some time out of the country and started a new job. I now actually, so Steven and I started recording our podcasts at a studio called Theorist Studios in July 2025. Sorry, and
Working in a windowless room is really getting to you, man.
yeah, I know it's crazy, but it is a lot of fun. So I was working another job and I had been working that job for almost 3 years. And one thing led to another, and I was given the opportunity to join the operations here at Theorist Studios in Manhattan. And for lack of, better ways to put it, I just jumped at the opportunity and I now work at this studio. So while I was managing that transition into a new role, we couldn't really do this thing. And now here we are, we're back to doing it. And we just wanted to give you guys a little episode, kind of recapping what's happened. We've had some amazing guests. I mean, I think we knew that some people would want to be a part of this, but we didn't realize that we would be able to get people like Lauren Scruggs, Ferris for Johnny, amazing.
Federico,
Yeah,
like,
I was
I
about to say Federico Vismara, and we have some other really, really amazing international people that are going to be on this show in the coming weeks and months. So we have 6 episodes already to go that we're going to be releasing every Friday for the next couple weeks. But in the meantime, we're going to start recording new episodes with people that we know you both want to hear from, and maybe someone you didn't necessarily know existed, but you're going to enjoy hearing from. I think that we try to pick as interesting of people as possible that we think could both relate to the fencing community, our
the
experience,
journey.
people that have been on journeys. So stay tuned. I don't know what should we talk about. I guess let's address the formality thing.
Okay, yeah. So one fun fact for anybody who hasn't been on this show or a show similarly, like, you kinda get in your own head when the camera starts rolling, and, like, even though I'm just talking to Ari right now, like, this is gonna be on the internet, and I can't just say, like, whatever comes to mind. I kinda have to filter it. I kinda wanna sound semi-intelligent and, like, kinda seem like I know what I'm talking about, right? So that
Yeah.
was something that we both sorta, and I think some of our guests too, maybe they were feeding off of us, but I think it's sorta natural. Like, you get on camera and you're thinking about the repercussions of your, like, statements, right? So
Yeah.
we were very, very formal, very buttoned up, and it's something since episode 1 that we've both said to each other every time, like, "We gotta work on this. We gotta work on," you know, just talk normal, and
Yeah.
we aren't. So this
This is
episode,
still not what we sound like in
this
real life.
yeah,
Although I think because I've probably spent more time in
you're
here than you have,
you have gotten a lot better than
just
I
by
have.
virtue, I
Yeah,
think this is kind of what talking to me really feels like.
I'll get there.
Steven's funnier in real life than he is
Yeah.
on the show. But I think our goal for this year that we talked about is just to be more of ourselves, share more of ourselves with you guys, and have it be both an interview, but also just hanging out with Ari and Stephen and some person that we happen to bring into the studio. On top of that, we're going to be releasing videos that are not necessarily just this podcast.
Yeah.
As you guys saw, we did a live stream with a good friend of ours, Dylan Nolner, for a tournament. We're going to try to do that a couple more times if possible. And we
Potentially
just
this weekend
y-
or next
then
weekend,
next
sorry.
weekend, yeah, we just kind of want to hear what everyone wants to hear. Excuse me. We want to cater to what you guys want to hear and just be ourselves here with you guys. I mean, the reason we started this is because we are really passionate about what we do in terms of fencing. And, in full transparency, there is something called the World Fencing League coming up. It's having its premiere event in April of this year. And Steven and I were actually working on a very similar project ourselves.
That was the genesis of Direct Elimination, where
Yeah.
and so Ari and I were working on this project, and we had some really cool ideas for it. We built out a whole plan. We were looking for funding,
Yeah.
and one of the mistakes that we made, we can look back now and say this is
It's true.
yeah, we've made some mistakes in like this project of ours to own this league. Was we kept it very hush hush because we were very worried about the repercussions of it getting out there and people stealing the idea or not liking the idea and trying to like make it harder for us. And that ended up causing us to fail.
I mean, look,
Or
we
no,
didn't
that
fail.
we didn't fail. That
We
ended
just
up
didn't-
causing us to not continue to progress after July of last year
Well,
with
okay.
the idea.
I think you're misremembering it. So
Okay,
what happened
fill me in,
was
Ari. Fill me in.
we basically reached the conclusion that we were going to need to cultivate more trust with the community,
Yes,
right?
in about July of last year.
Yeah, which is when what started?
Direct
Direct
elimination.
elimination. So the podcast actually came about as an idea of friends of ours to, help get our faces out there more, just show you guys what we're all about, make it clear that we definitely love fencing, which our friends and some of our competitors and whatnot, they knew, but the rest of the community, you guys are very aware of it now. We love fencing. We not only love doing the sport, but we really believe in the sport as a whole and the skill set that it brings to individuals. It's a unique skill set, and the experience is just so fun. We want to share it with more and more people. So I guess
Yeah, listen, semantics here.
yeah.
But like that was the original plan. Direct elimination was a spin-off of that plan. Still, you're right, in the same direction,
Yeah.
hoping to gather a community to then have a community to spin this league off to and have like that foundation. But it didn't work out at that time. And now the World Fencing League.
But this did work
But
out.
this did work out, and we love this.
We love this so much. And honestly, a year ago when we were, head in the sand trying to get funding for a league, I don't know if I think I always wanted to have a podcast. And I think you've already had a podcast, right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely that. Steven and Justin who was our first guest, had an awesome podcast.
I don't know about awesome, but we had a good time. We had a really good time with that.
And there you guys took yourselves less seriously than we
Not
did.
seriously at all.
Yeah, I know. It's probably because right now, I know you guys can't fully tell. It's definitely obvious because we always record in the same places, like the two places we record. We're in a studio right now. We have like big lights. I'm just gonna record from my phone and show you guys what I'm seeing right now. Wave. We got these big lights. We have cameras. It just seems, more official. So it's hard to really bring out your truest self in something like this. But it's important that we do because we owe it to you guys. We owe it to each other, right? And on top of that, I want to make one thing really clear because we've been talking about it. I'm very excited about the World Fencing League.
Yes, good caveat. This is in no way jealousy or hate on the world fencing, maybe a little
It's a
jealousy.
tiny bit of envy. We obviously wish it was us. That being said,
We're very excited. It is very necessary for the sport.
how freaking cool is it,
We
Steven?
support it wholeheartedly.
How cool is it that there is money being poured from outside of fencing into fencing
What a time
and
to be
not
alive.
through excuse me, not through the traditional NGBs or not through the traditional NGBs or federation
Or the oligarchs. Or
yeah, it's like just money that is being sent to fencing to try and grow something really cool.
Yeah.
And that is beautiful because it just means more eyes on the sport, more opportunities for the amazing athletes and more new talent in the sport. And that's ultimately our goal. So we support it. What are some of your goals for direct elimination for 2026?
Make money. No, I'm kidding.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. No, I've become more ourselves on the show, which we just addressed. Be consistent with clipping, with episodes, continue to build out that backlog, um, and just have cool conversations with cool people and dive more into those mentalities, get more little tips and tricks for myself to keep me motivated, competing and training.
Yeah, this has been
Um,
great sports psychology. So for anyone that's been sorry, I'm interrupting you.
no, you're
Were
good,
those your
dude. I
goals?
didn't, yeah, I think those are 3 good goals.
Okay, okay. So I love the sports psychology aspect of this show because I don't think that's what I was necessarily, talking about with you when we were sending it off. It
No,
definitely
we
was
thought we were
in
gonna hang out and, like, be funny and shoot the
yeah,
shit with Olympic medalists
yeah,
and cool people.
yeah, that barely happened.
Yeah, that hasn't
But
happened
it's gonna
much
start
yet.
happening a lot more. No, we've hung out, but we had to cut out so much stuff that ultimately we probably shouldn't have cut out. Well, maybe we should have cut out some of it. But anyways, the point is we really appreciate the people that have been a part of this journey with us. We appreciate you, the listeners, the viewers, and our goal. Stephen mentioned a few of them. My goal personally with direct elimination is to branch out of just fencing interviews. I think it should just be a fencing culture channel where people can come and catch up on stuff. I don't think that Steven and I should be the only faces that you see in direct elimination. For now we are, but we just
Build
had
out the direct elimination universe.
exactly, exactly. And you guys have already heard of all these characters from our lives, and some listeners will text me and say, "Oh, funny that you brought up so and so." Well, they might end up on this show and they might end up doing stuff that is totally unrelated to these interviews and sharing a bit about their lives in the process. And I mean, this just takes up so much of our time as a sport and as a lifestyle that we just want to showcase more of what that actually looks like. So you guys should expect, and again, not immediately, not all the time, but you guys should expect more variety in the content that you're seeing. We want to just experiment and try things out, and I think that that's kind of what we're working towards here, right? Like, let's have fun with fencing. It's been really cool to interview these amazing people, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to, episode by episode, try to peel away the layers of formality that we've imposed on ourselves. But ultimately, we just want to have fun. We want to, I mean, I love watching fencing. I love talking about it. I love doing goofy stuff. So if there are any suggestions from any of our viewers or audience members on things that you think would be fun for us to do, send them in, put them in a comment, direct message us on Instagram, TikTok, wherever, YouTube even.
Text us if you
Yeah,
have
if
our
you have our
numbers.
numbers, text us, but you probably already have. Or you'll just remove us altogether. All right. Now let's make it more of a direct elimination episode. Steven, you're coming back from a very large tournament, your first international tournament in what has been probably 8 months or so.
Yeah, May of
Yeah.
last year, so
So
whatever the math, 8
it's
months,
like
yeah.
7 to 8 months.
Yeah.
And how'd it go? Tell us about the opponents you fenced or what you saw or just anything. Where was it? What's
All
up?
right, I got you. So, backstory on this one was me and Ari are sitting outside of the top 12 in the US, which for context, you need to be top 12 to travel to these international competitions unless people in the top 12 don't sign up.
Yeah.
So, shout out Tristan Sapari. Congratulations on getting into med school. And Tristan had a med school related event that he decided to go to. Um, and so I got to go. Uh, I was incredibly happy, jumped at the opportunity to go and represent the US at another World Cup. Um, was very nervous about this one because I had been training so hard and so well since last July without much of a break. And then the holidays come. And it's a lot harder to train during the holidays, which is something that's hilarious to me because, when you're a kid or when you're in college, like you come home and you go to fencing camp, right? That's the break you can go train for 6 to 8 hours a day and like really sharpen up your game. But now like priorities are different. I'm going to like see my family and like actually relax for a little bit. So that was like detracted from the relaxation a little bit. Just like I gotta stay in shape. And I think I did an okay job. Um, I'm not I'm not disappointed with my preparation for it. But wasn't the best.
I don't think you lost because of lack of
No, no, no,
preparation.
no. But it's something that makes you feel more comfortable, right?
It's our mind psyching ourselves out.
Yeah.
We want to create any narrative possible
Yeah.
to, I think, derail us from the idea that we are prepared for something. And there have been very few times where I couldn't think of a single thing
Yeah.
that like had gotten in the way. Right?
No, absolutely. And so no, I did not lose because of lack of preparation. That's why I was happy with my preparation. Uh, so this one was in Fujairah, UAE, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive from Dubai. So we flew into Dubai, 13-hour flight there, direct. Not very eventful, to be honest.
Is Dubai chocolate cheaper in Dubai?
Not in the duty free, I'll tell you that much.
See.
Which
Did they not sell Dubai chocolate
they
in Fujairah?
well, so you've been to Doha.
Yeah.
So you understand the construction of these Middle Eastern developments where
Yeah, it's like
you can't
downtown and then it's nothing.
Yeah, like you can walk places, but it's not inviting to walk places.
Yeah.
You feel like it's illegal because there's not like there's sidewalk, but there's nobody outside. And
Uber everywhere.
yeah. So got to Fujairah at night, couldn't sleep that night, ended up pulling an all-nighter. Ate a Domino's pizza at midnight. That was pretty good.
Oof.
And then the next morning, had a great breakfast. Breakfast at the hotel. Shout out Doubletree Fujairah. Amazing breakfast. Hung out with Justin and our friend Nick Candela. We got groceries, waters, things of that nature. And then we went to the venue to get our stuff checked.
You're giving us a full play-by-play.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to catch my thoughts here.
What would you tell me about this tournament?
I liked it better than Doha.
Whoa.
I liked.
Why?
So Fujairah itself, not much going on that I got to see, right? Maybe downtown, maybe the beach. I didn't get to see those.
Mhm.
The only time I left the hotel besides going to the venue was I went to lunch at a really nice restaurant. Loved it. Walked there. It was hot and felt weird to walk there because of the aforementioned architecture. I am not disparaging the structure or government or royal families of either country, but in Doha, the working class of immigrants that are there, they all look
I'll say it, dude. It looks like there's some type of slavery or intense indentured servitude going on.
The indentured workers in Doha, right?
Yeah.
They look sad. And
it's because they are. They had their passports taken.
Yeah. It felt sad. I felt bad for these people, right? I'm like, this is uncomfortable, right?
I'll say it in a different way. Every time I compete in Doha, at the hotel, I feel guilty for staying there.
Yeah, like, I
And it's
felt
a
guilty going to
self-imposed
the
guilt.
yeah,
It's
it
self-imposed
is, like
guilt, but I feel guilty because something just feels fishy. And it's nothing. Look, I've loved my experience in Doha, but all I'm saying is I feel guilty staying there.
yeah. It like, yeah, there's something about it, it's off-putting. In the UAE, similar situation, I'm sure it's the same, but people were smiling. They seemed happy to be there, like, they kinda
They're
interacted
just
with you.
trained in hospitality is what it
Maybe
is.
maybe they just hit them harder, I don't know, but, like, it was more inviting, it was a happier place, like, maybe it's more than meets the eye, but, like, I felt more welcome there, I felt less self-imposed guilty there,
Yeah.
um, so I liked the UAE.
All right, let's cut to the
Um,
chase. How'd you fence?
uh, Fence, good. Mental, not so great. Ended up losing. I got a buy out of pools. I went 4-2 in pools. Lost to
Lee Rong.
well, I was gonna talk about pools.
Oh,
Doesn't
pools.
matter.
Yeah, who'd you lose to?
Paganelli and Johannitis, who
Yeah.
fence for Italy and Slovakia, respectively.
Any good wins?
Yeah, Imrek Galley, who's French, who
He's on their team.
doesn't know how to fence me for some reason, man. Like,
Yeah.
I fenced him a couple times, like, he forgets how to fence when he gets on the strip against me. I don't know what it is.
Hey, that's a
I'm
blessing.
thankful for it.
That's
Yeah,
a-
I'm because I watched this dude fence and he's so good, so clean. His actions are beautiful. Like,
He's bigger and faster and stronger than us.
yeah, he can't hit me. I'll tell you that much. I don't know why. Like, dude, if you're hearing this or if somebody's showing you this, like, I'm not shit talking you. Like, I don't know why you don't hit me more. But
Oh, that's funny.
thank you. And then so yeah, pools are fine. And then D's, I fenced Lee Rong from Taipei, and that was very unexpected. Like, he fenced weird, but not in like a janky weird way, in a like a swords fencing studio kind of way, where like the first attack or like the first action is not designed to hit you.
Yeah, he's a remiser.
He's a remiser, and
Yeah.
I got a taste of what it was like to fence me in like cadets and juniors, or like cadets and early juniors, and I didn't like that. I did not like that one bit. It was weird. It threw me off. So good on him. And I had a weird, like two weird experiences that I took away from this. One was like I felt like I was watching myself from like a third person in this DE bout. I like I was super calm and, like, not super nervous or anything, but it felt like I was, like, having an out of body experience, and I don't know what that was. I think I have my theories, I won't get into it, um, but need to get focused, gotta get my head right before the match. The other was, when I lose usually, and maybe you can weigh in on this too, like, it's frustrating and you're upset because you didn't get the result you wanted, and it's frustrating and you're upset because maybe the person you lost to, right? Maybe you think you're better than that person or like you should be beating this person. This time I lost and I was frustrated and I was upset and I like sat there thinking about it. I was like, no, like I'm not embarrassed that I lost to this guy. Like he fenced very well. And like, okay, I didn't make the second day. Like that's fine. Like I'm it doesn't matter, right? There's more World Cups this season. I hope to go to more of them. I was like, why am I so upset that I lost? And genuinely, it's because I wanted to fence more bouts at this World Cup.
That's where I'm at, dude.
Like
That's
I really just wanted to fence more. The result be damned,
think about it.
the people be damned. Like I just wanted to get out and do more fencing.
It makes total sense. I mean, you spent are you comfortable saying how much that trip cost?
The flight was 1,400.
So flight alone, $1,400. We're not made of gold.
Yeah.
And that being said, there's more costs associated with it. And
I'll see what the hotel bill is.
yeah,
Like-
and the point is, you went all the way there. At a certain point, it's not just
Food
about
was cheap though.
food was cheap. Good to know. That is, if you're ever in Fujairah,
You can eat good.
you can eat good if you got the USD. But really, we want to fence more. You're there, you're around all of the best fencers on the planet, and you kind of just that's why it's so impressive to see some of these amazing competitors like Gergu Siklosi or Koki Kano or lately Galassi and people that just bring it from the first bout every single time because you're warming up into it like at a practice. You always get another chance. You can go back and fence someone again. And at these tournaments, you don't get that opportunity, even though it's such a joy to get that variety of fencing all these great people. And some of the greatest memories I think we share are going to these international training camps and getting to fence with all these amazing fencers. And there's like a knowledge transfer, but also some competitiveness, and it's really fun. And I agree with you on that. I'll say two things. One, I get it. And you're maturing. Your ego's less in it. But two, part of the nature of what we're doing involves being prepared for that moment. And the way that you get a fence more is by winning.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to, at a certain point, gear our minds towards bringing the win, focusing on winning a race, like
Yeah.
actually crossing that finish line. And that's something I struggle with too. These last couple knacks, these last three knacks in a row, I was up 13-12 in the bout that I lost.
I was
And
up 13-12 on Leron.
yeah, and it's okay. And so you're in the fight. It's super fun when it's heated and you're into it. And same with like your bout with Leon Shao, right? Like once the fight starts hitting, you're like, oh, this is real. I'm feeling alive. But it's about more than that. If you want to get that feeling again, you have to focus. You
Yeah.
have to practice that bringing your attention back to you need to score a point if you want to fence more. It's not just about being on strip.
Yeah.
And I think that's my feedback for you,
No,
but
yeah, it's in line with the feedback like that I got with like my I'll call him like my mental coach. Um, it's in line with sort of stuff I've reflected on and talked to people about, and like,
yeah.
yeah, I think you're on the right
Yeah,
track.
dude, you're doing a good job. It's just
I
good to get back out there. You got your sea legs back.
got
And
my
now
sea
you're
legs
going
back.
back
Now I'm
in
going back
3, 4
three,
weeks.
two and a half
3,
ish weeks.
something like
Yeah.
that. Where are you going, Steven?
Going to Heidenheim, Germany.
Best city on earth.
That's Bern, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Ari, that is Bern,
It's actually
Switzerland.
neither of those places. So let's go back. It's really amazing to travel abroad for our sport.
Yeah.
What I will say is I'm really jealous of the men's foil team and the men's foil community because they get to go to some amazing places and not just men's foil, some of the other ones. We have some amazing spots on men's epee. If I had to rank them, it's like Budapest and Vancouver, really high up. I have a feeling that
I want to
Morocco
go to
was really cool. We
Kazakhstan.
don't get it.
I
We have
really want to go to
Kazakhstan coming up.
Kazakhstan.
That's probably going to be really cool. I don't know what Astana looks like,
Gonna
but
find out.
it's going to be cool just by virtue of the fact that it's Kazakhstan. But some of the lower ranked places, I don't love going to Doha. I'm sure Fujairah should just be wiped from the schedule instantly.
Careful, you're pushing some hot topics.
No, it's okay. Someone's got to say it. Going to Colombia is always really fun. I don't know how I feel about us continuing to have tournaments there. It might not be like the best place, but it's probably cheap and it is really cool to go to.
Yeah.
Switzerland, always fun because it's really pretty, super expensive, but we have nothing that
Bern,
really.
though.
Bern is beautiful. It's so cute and small, but we're not going to like destination places. Foil goes to like Tokyo, Paris, Fukuoka. We used to have a
Shanghai.
Paris tournament. No longer. It's
longer.
gone, right? So that's definitely sad for me, as someone who's not participating in these at the moment. But really, just for the experience, you got to travel all across the world, and you're going to some tiny little dot. And that's just less appealing, and part of the joy is getting to go and explore the world. That being said, it's still an amazing experience nonetheless.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I won't be
Also,
upset.
like the other thing that was like huge is we have some friends abroad, right?
Yeah.
That you just make through this sport. You're competitors, sure, but like what are
Only
the
when you're
odds?
on strip.
Yeah, only when you're on strip. What are the odds you're gonna fence those guys? Well, Ari talks to everybody, so probably pretty high.
My friends. That's why I keep losing.
But it was so good to see these people that I haven't seen and like didn't even realize it. Like you said, my first World Cup in 8 months. Like I was like, it's been 8 months since that night out in Paris, and I'm seeing this guy, and it feels like last week, and like it was such a cool experience just to like see these people and talk to these people again, and like
That Giulio Gaetani.
it is Giulio
That's
Gaetani,
funny.
yeah.
Shout out Giulio
Shout out
from
Giulio.
Italy.
They were, I think it was Filippo Armaleo was like, he saw him in the morning of the competition, like, "What's up, Filippo?" He's like, "Oh, wow. So they only let you go to the shitty places, huh?" They only
That's pretty funny.
that was kinda like a running thing, like, people who were like, "Oh, it's good to see you," like, "Too bad it's here," you know? Like, we can't
Yeah.
go do stuff.
But it's still super nice, you know, we even had the relationships are that you build in the sport, you don't realize how rich they are until some time passes. You know, we didn't share the video, but when we had Federico Vismara on our episode, we asked him who his greatest, you know, rival was, and he mentioned Ramon Canon, and they had all these battles, and maybe he didn't win that many, but it was always amazing to fight with him. Little did Federico know the surprise that we took him to after the episode, and we never posted this video because it was an intimate moment. I don't know how I feel about sharing it. Maybe we will, but
I don't know.
Federico, you know, we took him to a coffee shop not too far from actually a macaron
A cafe,
cafe.
yeah.
And unbeknownst to him, it's Roman Canon's new venture, and he owns this coffee shop. And Federico walks in, and he's all, what are we getting here? This isn't Starbucks. And then, boom, Roman Canon.
Yeah.
He's just talking about him, and it was this really cool experience. We sat down and had coffee and just all reminisce because we're all roughly you're a tiny bit younger than us, but we're all grouped in the same
Right.
generation. We all found juniors at the same time, and it was just so nice to see that you truly, when you compete against someone, in many ways you get to know them, and it was so cool to see them just like be friends with each other and talk outside of fencing, catch up about life. And that's really one of the awesome parts about the sport outside of just doing it. It's really, if you get to engage with the community, you build friends, you watch your peers and opponents and competitors go through ups and downs in their lives, and like in weird ways you cheer for them, even though you obviously want to beat their ass when you're fencing them. You definitely cheer for them in life in one way or another, and it's cool to see. um but back to your tournament, Stephen. Let's talk
There's
about a
more?
few other things. We're like a fencing show as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we had an American get his first great result.
So, that was awesome. Watching Elijah
Shout
just
out Elijah
go
Imrek.
crazy like that, it was so fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember watching I don't really remember watching him in the first day. This is like a week ago at this no, less than a week ago at this point, but I'm
But he
fried.
beat John Joseph. That's a
Yeah, I
strong
do
win
remember
to make
seeing
day
that.
2. I don't remember. He
Um,
beat a Japanese guy earlier, and he kind of went up and down in
who
pools.
do you remember who he fenced to make the second day?
John Joseph?
That was about to make it?
I believe
Oh,
so. Do you
interesting.
want me to check while you talk about Elijah?
Sure, if you want. Um,
Oh,
but
I want to.
Um, no, watching Elijah was so fun, and I'll go out and say it, we text a lot about with our friends about the matchups whenever there's a day 2, whether it's, we have friends there or not, like, will, like, sort of make not wagers, but, like, we'll make
We try to
predictions.
predict who
Yeah, we
wins.
wanna predict who wins, and
And it's really fun because
it's
it's a very unpredictable sport.
it is incredibly unpredictable. So, there's this guy, his name is Tibor Andrasvi, um, and
It's time to debut his real nickname,
it's
Stephen.
time you guys are gonna slowly get in on the inside jokes. This is real knowledge right here. So, Tibor Andrasvi, we refer to as old reliable, and that is because there's a number of reasons we call him that. The first is for many seasons before he started to sort of pop off and medal at certain World Cups, he would always make the 32. Like
Like 64-32.
yeah, every single World Cup for like a whole season, he was making like the 32.
It's a bold statement.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
say a lot.
In the
For those of you
majority,
that compete, you know how hard it is to
if
make a day 2. And if you don't know, it is really hard.
it's
For the
very hard.
American listeners, most of the people making a main draw at one of these tournaments are medaling or winning a knack in the US.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so many of them that will get to like a 64-32,
they could
maybe do better. They
win.
come to a
Yeah,
knack,
they would win.
almost instant medal. Maybe not once, but maybe it takes like 2 tries. And we have so many of them that have won all these medals in the US just by virtue of like being really strong, and they're not even number one in the world or anything
Yeah.
or winning these tournaments. They're
Yeah,
just
they're
like
fencing the first day.
you just have to fight through Mordor to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah. And you never know, like, that's the cool thing about day one is you could fence, like,
An Olympic
an
champion
Olympic champion
or
or
a 16-year-old.
yeah, you never and you don't know what you're gonna
Yeah.
get. It's gonna be hard no matter what.
Yeah.
So Tibor, we thought, exaggerated, we say he always makes the 32, right? Additionally, his fencing is very clean cut, textbook fencing, right? It's very consistent. It looks super clean. It's not super flashy or anything like that, but he gets the job done to the T, right? Also, as we've learned from like interacting with him and like from his friends, apparently he's a very like stoic guy,
He's
very
just a
like
serious dude. He's about his
level-headed.
business.
Yeah, very like level-headed personality. So the first time he medaled, actually, it was very funny. We were like, "Do you think he's gonna smile?" Like after he wins this bout in the four, and he takes his mask off, and his dad goes up. His dad was coaching him, and he goes up to like hug him. And we're like, "Oh, what do you think that he's gonna get? A firm handshake?" um, but we call him Old Reliable.
Yeah.
And so Elijah gets mashed up with Old Reliable in the 64.
And what did I text you?
And you texted me, he's going to do it. And I said, I think he can do it in any round but the 64 because Andrasby's going to make the 32.
Yeah.
Happy to say I was wrong. And
Yeah.
that was,
And he was down 12-9.
he was down 12-9. He brought it back. I think keeping it close with Andrasby and like in that moment, just taking the time to tie it up, go to priority and like let it run in priority was a great plan. Or like, I don't know if that was his plan. It was a great idea. I think it gives him a great shot to like win that bout instead of trying to take it to 15.
Yeah.
So that was incredible. Then was it Divaroli next?
No, he beat Quan Omen.
Okay, yeah, that bout was first. That was really fun to
He
watch.
just destroyed him.
Well,
right?
that guy had a really interesting bout with Gabe Feinberg, another American.
Mhm.
And that was a crazy bout in and of itself.
I honestly thought Gabe was gonna win that. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too, but all of a sudden that guy showed him he's fast. Like
Yeah, he was really fast.
He was really fast.
But so is Elijah.
So is Elijah apparently.
He doesn't look it, but he is quite fast.
It was also funny being in the stands for that one because like we started cheering really loud. Like me, Nick Candela, we were yelling really loud.
Just two of you?
I think there was a third. Yeah, I mean we were all cheering, but like me and Nick were going stupid.
Oh, okay,
right?
ballistic. Got it.
Not even ballistic. Like you've seen ballistic. We were in college. Like in college, you go ballistic.
Yeah. This is goofy.
This was
what
like
is this?
Not quite.
Give us a
goofy.
show.
Woo! Like Elijah, right?
All right. Scared to do that into the mic?
Yeah.
All right, fair.
I
respect it.
I'm a considerate guy.
I'm not.
The Korean team was like staring up at us like, what is wrong with these guys? Like judgmental looks, right? For like not even ridiculous cheering. And we kept going with it every time we'd score. And they kept looking back, and they would cheer and clap, and that's another realization I had at this tournament. Like, we gotta bring cheering back, guys. Like our sport doesn't have that. And in the rare occasions like college or like at least a couple of years ago, like if somebody was doing well at a World Cup, like your friends and the US team specifically, like we go kind of stupid for it, right? And
I love going stupid.
And like I know the French guys used to cheer very loudly, and like not disrespectfully, but
Egypt is good at making noise.
Egypt's good at making noise. But this time around, even Egypt, very tame. Like not a lot of cheering in the stands, not a lot of people sticking around for like the semifinals and the finals. I know I'm included in that.
You were our in the field correspondent, Stephen.
I missed the men's final.
Okay, you made it to the finals though.
I watched Hadley, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We FaceTimed you in.
Yeah.
What I'll say though, Elijah Imrek, amazing result. But there were a lot of like crazy results here. Oh my gosh. Kongstad.
Yeah.
I just had a full brain fart. I was about to say Von der Oosten, who was another good fencer from Denmark a couple years back, who I think just moved on with his life at this point. But
We
Kongstad,
were Justin was asking we were talking to Kongstad in day 1, and I think Justin was asking about Von der Osten, but anyway, I
yeah, but Kongstad just had the result of his life. I mean, nobody saw that coming. I couldn't have seen that coming. Watching it happen was awesome. He was fencing out of his mind, and it looks like that might be here to stay. We'll see, because in teams he
I hope
also
so. He's a
fenced
cool
really
dude. I
great.
like him.
Cool dude. He's been in the trenches.
Yeah.
This dude knows, he was not some star in juniors. This is a far beyond the best competitive day of his life, and 2 days, really. He beat Galley actually to make day 2,
Oh,
and
really?
Elijah did beat John Joseph.
That was the final
Um,
bout. Okay, that's good.
both of those guys beat a French dude to make day 2, which is hard. Honestly, I would have loved to see Elijah versus Kongstad, but we got to see Galassi versus Kongstad, which was fun. Anyways, it was just a great tournament to show yet again that with the right amount of effort, work, discipline, and things aligning for you, you can win. It doesn't mean anyone will win all the time, like anybody, but it does show that you don't have to come from the traditional fencing countries. You don't, the powers that be are constantly shifting, and everyone has a chance. And it was really awesome to see. It was awesome to see the composure that some of these athletes had. It's awesome to see how much more athletic the sport is continuing to get. And it's like the bar is going higher and higher and higher. And we are we're living in a weird, like, half technique, half balls to the wall society in fencing right now, where there are so many games being played where sometimes technique truly wins out, and in other times technique just looks totally different from what you'd expect, and I think it's upsetting a lot of people. I know for a fact I've spoken to plenty of people. I know you're upset by it more than I am at this point.
Not, 4 or 5 years ago, even
4 or
even
5 days ago, come on,
no, dude.
let's get
No,
real.
I'm gonna get real with you right now.
Get real
Okay,
with me.
I won't even say
Oh
4 or
shoot.
5 years ago. I'll say, like, even 2, 3 years ago. I was in technique camp. I was a fencing purist. I think fencing peaked in the early 2000s, right? Like, that was the most beautiful fencing, and fundamentally, it's because I think it's a beautiful sport. I think
It is.
I think good technique looks so good. It's so aesthetically pleasing, and I like that aesthetic in our sport. That being said, it's grown on me.
I like watching
The
people find
janky,
ways to
yeah,
win.
the
It's like
janky finding ways to win, but
it's about having an edge, dude.
it
They're
is. What
gladiators.
I what I what I wanna caveat that with is it's not weird for lack of trying to have good technique that I like. You can tell when somebody's just, like, not even trying
No,
to,
it's
like,
when they're just like, this is me.
this is me, and there's a coordination to it. Like, Sam Imrek is case in point, right? If you watch him and you just look at the technique and you go, "This isn't fencing," right? If you watch him and you recognize the level of control and the level of precision that he
It's none
actually
of it's
has,
accidental.
it's not.
Yeah.
And so
Same with Galassi.
same with Galassi. That is the caveat. I think there's a difference between, like, shitty technique for lack of trying and shitty technique for fencing's sake, because that is how you can move efficiently.
Fair. So we're sort of on the same page at this
Yeah.
point. I just love watching people find different ways to win. And it's like, there are many people that are so far down this path of like, I will never have Koki Kano or Gergo Siklosi technique, but I still really want to win at this sport. And they just apply their brain and practice really hard and find ways to win that have to be unconventional. Like, if you have every advantage over me in X, Y, and Z categories, and I still want a chance to win, I have to invent a new category, right? Like, or I have to be like, oh, what's Steven totally not going to expect? And if I get really good at this, it's like everyone I train with is super fast, all this stuff. So I'm going to be slower and smoother and find ways to like use that smoothness to catch them off guard. Now, you let that, you know, diverge into multiple different paths, and somewhere down the line, it's not just simple as
Be smooth.
be smooth or be fast. It's like I have to find tempos that only exist for me. And then it starts to get really interesting. Then we're making jazz. And that's what's going on in fencing right now. A lot of,
Right.
you saw these fencers like Milanoli and all these greats, that were unconventional, frowned upon, blah, blah, blah. And Sam talked about that on his episode, on his interview with us. But now there's a big influx because when those people are at the top, you have haters and you have people that love it. So you're just seeing more and more of it. And it's in many ways empowering. I think the technique will never go away. Like people will always use good technique.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a baseline level of efficiency in this sport that is stand kind of sideways, kind of not, and like extend your arm, right?
Like
Like,
some things are never going to change.
yeah,
But I do love seeing people get shifty with it. So anyways, not that actually the final is kind of like that because Kongstad has a much more class style of fencing, like, quote unquote, more conventional on guard. He moves super well. He's a great athlete. For being that large, I still can't process how he moves so well. And he moves from foils, so he's strong on the blade. What was holding him back for so long was looking for the blade so much. And now he is just way more efficient with his
yeah.
actions and allows him to create more. It allows him to bully people more. It's great. And Galassi, you saw a final that was just like a little totally on the other side of the spectrum, another elite athlete in totally different ways. And he's so sharp and so strong, and it was a good bout. But
Dude, I fenced Galassi one time. I'll say this, like, craziest hand and flick I've ever fenced against, and also he can get sideways, like parallel
yeah,
to the
his
floor.
head also like moves out of the, he
Yeah,
displaces
he
target
just
in a
it's
crazy way.
unreal. He's special.
We also didn't talk about women's epee at all. Hadley Hussein from the US,
Bravo, Hadley.
absolute tank, will not be denied. I love watching her continue to grow and continue to just be a dominant force.
And honestly, watching that last touch, like that's classic fencing is like won the action, lost the touch.
Yeah, and it's okay.
And that it happens. Everybody gets it.
It
You
is
know,
okay.
everybody
And
can watch
you
that.
you were there. Was she happy
Yeah,
with her result?
I think so.
All right, that's good. But more importantly, I know we're biased here. We're talking about men's epee, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But let's give a huge shout out on the show to the U.S. women's epee team for
Yeah.
winning a massive gold medal.
Bro, gold, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was funny. Sebastian Dos Santos, former men's epee national coach, now the women's epee national coach. It was his second day on the job. He walks into a gold medal.
He got
Great
there.
first day on the job.
He had a flight issue. He got there like a day late.
That's so he literally was his second day on the job. So he
Literally
was
second day on the job. Yeah.
day two, and then the teams. Point is, awesome. We got a young team right now. The oldest member on that team is younger than me. It's Kasha Nixon,
Yep.
who we've known for many years.
Yeah.
Great fencer, and she is like 27 years old, 28 years old, 28.
27, 28.
And that's the oldest fencer on the team.
Yeah.
You have Kyle Fallon, Leahy Michalski, and Hadley, all people that are between the ages of like 19, maybe Kyle's 20, Leahy's 20, I don't know, between 19 and like 22 or something. That's a young freaking team. And they just went out and just handed it to everyone. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was surreal. I think this was Kyle Fallon's first time fencing on a senior team, and
Probably.
she did really well. Like really cool, and it was a fun tournament to spectate from the U.S. And anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just happy.
No, it was a good shout out. Good job.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be celebrating wins and celebrating the sport. We were in a drought for a sec. I love World Cup Grand Prix season because there's just so much high level fencing happening multiple times a month. Like that's just something that we're deprived of in many cases. And maybe the WFL will be like monthly elite fencing. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else for today, Steven?
Let me think.
Think deep and hard.
Oh,
man.
I do.
Well, let's
I
hear
have
it.
one more thing. Stay there.
I'm staying right here. Genuinely, thanks for everyone who's listening to this. I mean, We're just happy to be back as Direct Elimination. We've been talking. Steve and I weren't in the same place for some time, and we've been texting and just. I miss being here. I want to have more bits, more fun times.
Oh, we'll get some bits going.
I think we should do more bits, and I think we should just be goofy.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
So this is for you and Dasha. If you want to open it on the podcast, you can. I got you some Dubai chocolate
number
from
7.
Dubai.
Well, it's because it can't be number 1. Can't be number 1, guys, because Turkey number 1.
Turkey number 1.
Turkey number 1.
Turkey number 1.
I'm gonna open it. I'm not gonna finish it here.
That's fine.
But this is pistachio kunafa. Oh my god!
Look at that.
I feel like I'm on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh my god! More gold. Why does it smell like oil?
Pistachio oil. I do have
petroleum.
I do have a couple other funny stories from.
Oh, this is just a big block. All right. Whoa.
Look at that. Show me the inside. Oh, that's green. That's money. How is that compared to the other Dubai chocolates you've had?
It's definitely from Dubai. I can tell.
Very, very nice of you for the listeners. They really don't like the ASMR.
I think it tastes better than the camel milk one you gave me yesterday.
So that was the other bit that I wanted to touch on. So I was in the Dubai airport. First of all, complain about the Dubai airport. Star Alliance, no lounge. Are you kidding me? Like, this is the Dubai airport. It's supposed to be amazing and all this. And there's no Star Alliance lounge. I was incredibly disappointed and sad that I couldn't get some shitty food at 2 a.m. So second of all,
out at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all like the Doha, the UAE, Middle East to the US flights are not easy.
Yeah. So I was buying some chocolate in the airport because I took one of our guests, Keith Smart's advice.
Shout out Keith Smart.
Shout out Keith Smart. I retained this from the episode. He said, "Look, you're going to these World Cups. If you're working, like, buy some chocolate and bring it back for your coworkers. Like, it's a nice gesture. Just do it." And I went, "All right, Keith, I'm gonna do it." And I saw these nice individually wrapped like Dubai chocolate truffles, like. And I went, all right, I'm grabbing a milk chocolate and a dark chocolate. People can pick which one they like. Threw it in the hand with the other stuff I was buying, like Ari's chocolate here. And I checked out and I left. On Tuesday morning, I'm in the office, or Wednesday morning, and I go to take these chocolates out and I set them up in like this little communal area on top of a filing cabinet where people will see them. And I put them down and I read and it says camel milk chocolate. And I was like, that's got to just be a branding thing, right? Like, there's no way. And I read the ingredients, and ingredient number 1 is powdered camel milk. So I screwed that up, and I figured the best solution here is not to tell anybody and let them figure it out themselves. So people were liking it, and like there's a bit of an influx, and like when people realized there was chocolate and they were eating it, wow, this is so good, I love Dubai chocolate. And then somebody noticed the camel milk. And people stopped taking chocolates after that.
That's really funny. They said, "Oh my god, is this camel milk?"
Yeah. Well, there wasn't like a big outrage. It was like very hush hush. Like, oh, and I don't think people wanted to eat the camel milk after that, but they liked it when they didn't know it was camel milk, and I'll stand by that. For those wondering, I thought it tasted a little sour, like the chocolate itself. I don't know. I gave you one yesterday.
It did. It wasn't. I just need to have more.
Well, no, they're not finishing them at the office, so I'll give them like next week, a couple days, and I'm gonna take them home.
I'll take them.
And I'll do better in Germany for my coworkers. Also, I think Elijah Imrek took a picture with Andrew Tate in the Dubai airport.
He sent me a picture. That was pretty funny. He said, "I just met Andrew Tate. What is today?" or something. Anywho, we're back. We're so back. And we're going to be releasing every Friday for the podcast. Yep. But stuff like this,
we can just release.
It's just going to be released randomly. So expect to see our faces more. And tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. And also, if there's something you want to see that you just haven't seen or haven't seen enough of, let us know because we want to bring it to you within the scope of what's possible. We'll try and do it.
Also, I really quick do want to give a shout out to you and Dylan. Your commentary was excellent. I think every one of our listeners should tune in next time you guys do that. I hope I can join.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, barring any complications, we're going to be doing that for Doha. We have to
yeah,
make sure that our set is available because we do take weekend bookings. Fun fact. Just have to, assuming everything's available, the boys are
the
back.
boys are back, but
Plus,
really
Steven,
excellent
our in the field correspondent, will be in the
in
studio.
the
And we'll have
studio
to have a new
correspondent.
field correspondent or something.
But no, really excellent job. Really had a fun time like watching,
Thanks.
corresponding, but like really enjoyed doing that.
Shout out
So
Dylan Olner at First Intention on Instagram.
yeah,
Really, really fun to just be co-creating some new types of fencing content
yeah.
together.
Well, great job today, Ari.
Good work,
This
Steven.
was fun.
I think this was fun.